Hi, dear friends. It's Rick Storley, new home sales coach, and we are in week 4 of our 60-day strategic plan for home builders and remodelers as we respond to the COVID-19 pandemic. And it sure feels like we're in the middle of it right now, doesn't it? Well, we're going to take a look this week again at what we've done the first 3 weeks. We laid the foundation, and now what we're going to do is we're going to build on that foundation here going forward. So we're going to look back at weeks 1 through 3. We'll take a look at some notes from the field, and then we'll get into week 4 here and get you guys re-engaging those leads, prospects, building those realtor relationships, and ultimately making some sales. So let's get to it. First of all, week 1, what we did was we updated your website masthead just to acknowledge what's going on. We created a blog post with how you're handling different aspects of your business, and then we put together a plan for each prospect that said, hey, I want to pause and put on the brakes. In week 2, we started to reach out to leads and realtors. And so we updated created a new blog post, and that was based on doing virtual consultations and some pre-planning resources. I'm going to show you an example of that here today as well. Then we shortened and updated your website masthead. Then we started reaching out to realtors and leads via email. In week 3, we revisited some prospect plans to see if we could restart any of those people that had paused. Then we tried to get a date on the calendar to host a virtual event using Facebook Live or similar platform. We started to segment our email list, and then we re-engaged those people based on those segments, and then we again continued with our realtor outreach and networking. So notes from the field this week. What it turns out is it looks like Zoom is the preferred virtual platform. When we started out in week 1, I gave you 6 different platforms to look at, and Zoom seems to be the preferred one. They do have a free account, which you can only do up to 40 minutes of live meetings, but the paid accounts are only about 15, 16 bucks a month, so pretty reasonable. I still see homes are selling. And it's kind of weird is that some stuff is still selling quickly, some stuff it seems like it's really difficult, but by and large, the psychological damage has paralyzed the vast majority of prospective home buyers right now. So we have to be able to continue to work those folks to get them ready to go for when that paralyzation stops and they start having some confidence that we're going to return to normalcy. And of course, we still have to try to find the folks that want to keep moving right now and get their new homes built and remodeled. So let's take a look at week 4 here, and we're going to call this Video Showcase and Re-Engagement Week. We want to create a series of short videos, and we're going to distribute those videos to leads and maybe one segment to realtors. Then we want to actually host a Facebook Live event, and we want to do this out of maybe one of your model homes. Could be a customer's home, could be a spec home, maybe even going into a showroom of one of your suppliers, or if you have a design center. We're going to send out e-announcements to leads, promoting those videos, and the same thing to realtors. So beginning with the video showcase, it looks like the best way to do this is just to use something like Zoom and interview somebody else. So you're going to have a screen share with 2 people, and you're going to record that, ask some key questions, and then you're going to build some tips and what people can do right now. And then as we promote that, we'll tease them that they're going to find those tips when we promote that via email and social media. Let's take a look at what one builder has done here. This is Hibbs Homes in St. Louis, and they put together this blog post, Your Complete Guide to Designing and Building Your Dream Home from Home. I think it's pretty catchy. And so they put out a series of videos on here on working with a realtor remotely to find land to build your home, working with construction lender to finance your new home, working remotely with your home builder, kind of different things that they were doing. A great video there. And then finally, they did working remotely with your architect during design. The other thing that I thought was very clever with this is they've got, again, links for different online tools from some of their suppliers or vendors that they're using, a link to their house account. Then they created this dream home design worksheet, which is part of that pre-planning phase that I mentioned. If someone's not willing to go forward right now, in other words, that they are paralyzed, let's get them to start pre-planning. And here's another example of a post of this is from NIH Homes and how to design and price your new NIH home virtually. And so this talks about what they go over in their their in-person consultation and what they can still do in their virtual consultations. There's a needs, wants, and wish list, which is like just someone to jot down their ideas. They're still going to ask for a consultation. They are still are meeting in person, but they're focusing on what if we're not ready to meet and want to start pre-planning. So all sorts of resources here are available, as well as access to their house accounts and their Pinterest accounts. And so this is something that's, again, the foundation of what we did in the first 3 weeks here that we're going to continue to go back to as we continue to showcase different aspects of planning, designing, pricing, and ultimately building a new home or remodeling project. All right, so let's host a Facebook Live event. So Facebook has come a long way in their Facebook Live events. The idea here is maybe to host with a partner, go to one of your model homes, spec homes, or perhaps a vendor showroom. We're going to encourage attendance through the promotion, and then we're going to record this and repurpose it for future virtual engagement on Facebook and other platforms as well. We're going to tomorrow. I'm actually doing a Facebook Live training event. I'm going to record that, and I'll be sending that out as some bonus material for you here next week. And then we're going to re-engage e-announcements to leads. So once we've segmented our list, we've created an open list, a click list. We're going to start sending out our showcase videos. So these are those videos that we talked about. I gave you about 7 or 8 different ideas in the download link right below the video here. And so you start recording these videos, and then that's going to be our primary focus going forward here, is that we're going to continue to push out those videos, and we're going to continue to use our call to action to start that pre-plan. Finally, we're going to send another email out to realtors, and we're going to record a testimonial with a realtor either you're currently working with or one that you have worked with in the past. And we're going to send that out, just encouraging people to engage you guys right now. Again, playing off of that, it's very difficult for realtors to be able to get their buyers into a used house right now due to a lot of sheltering in place or just people concerned about spreading the virus. And so we want to get them shifted to new construction, which of course they can get in and look at your model homes, your spec homes, and start that building process so they're not delayed in their housing plans. Again, all the questions, the email templates, everything I've put together in that download document. Go ahead and click on it right below the video here. Some final notes, and each week I try to look at what I'm using in my own life as far as my faith to get through this difficult time here. And so this is one of my favorite verses. I actually use this in my wedding, which is building your house on the rock, and it comes from the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verses 24 to 27. Everyone then who hears these words of mine and does them will be like a wise man who built his house on the rock. And the rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house, but it did not fall because it had been founded on the rock. So we are obviously in a big storm right now, and we don't know when we're getting out of this storm. We just don't know. There's so many unknowns here, and that's what's paralyzed our buyers. And so each day seems like it brings new changes to what's going on with society, how people are reacting or not reacting. And I just encourage you all to get into God's word and lean on your faith. And if you're not strong in your relationship with Christ, now is the time to do it, so you experience that peace that only He can bring. Hey, I pray that all of you are well and safe, and I look forward to talking to you again next week. Please keep the questions coming, the comments, the feedback. It's very helpful. I'll try to incorporate it all into these videos as we get through this together. God bless.